We did get married a little bit too quick, and I'm here to let him know that if he does not change his ways, we're getting divorced.
She's the judge who gives rules on the law and life. She's intense with common sense. She's Judge Lynn Toller on Divorce Court, where real couples deal with real life. When a mutual friend introduced Rashah and Francesca 3 years ago, sparks lit the sky. In quick succession, they moved in together and welcomed a baby boy. But now the spark has fizzled, and after only 2 short months of marriage, Rashah wants to untie the knot that binds him to Francesca.
I married my wife 2 months ago on Valentine's Day, and we're here today to call it quits.
I'm here today to let my husband Rasha know that if he doesn't get his act together, our marriage is over.
Rashah says his marriage has been 2 months too long. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Rashah Al-Kim and Francesca Woodson. The two of you have been married for months.
2 months.
2 months. 60 days. And here we are. You dated for 3 years before that. You got married on Valentine's Day. Now we're here 2 months later because things are not going well. If, in fact, we are unable to resolve the issues that you have or get you to start again, there are some financial situations and matters that you want me to resolve, and I will address them in due course if we do indeed find that that is necessary. Before we do that, however, I'm going to start with Mrs. Woodson. Why don't you tell me what has gone so wrong in the last 60 days that you believe your marriage will not survive?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here today because I do love my husband very much. We did get married a little bit too quick, and I'm here to let him know that if he does not change his ways, we're getting divorced. For example, lack of affection. During my pregnancy with our son, he was saying he's not the father or that I've been cheating on him. When I ended up having our son,
who's now 15 months old, correct?
Correct. I agreed to have a paternity test taken because that's what he wanted. The reason being because he doesn't trust me, and I know that I supported him on it, even though it hurt me because I know that in his past he had someone say that the child wasn't his. Therefore, I took the exam. It was very hard swabbing my infant, and he was less than a week old, swabbing myself, knowing that this is his baby. I have not cheated, have not done anything wrong. A couple of weeks later, the results came in. He comes in smiling. Oh, I am the father. Like it's a
surprise.
Like
big
it's you know, some comedy TV show. Instead of being baby, I'm sorry. I'm glad that you told me the truth. Why couldn't I get that much?
I'm with you on that, Mr. Al-Kim. Why don't you respond to that? Why did you need the DNA test, and was your response to it being yours what she just said it was?
Pretty much. But when I met her, I had only known her for a month when she was telling me she was pregnant. So I tried to do the right thing, and but it's just the things she was doing during the course of her pregnancy. 1 month she'll want to be around me, then she might disappear for 2 months, 3 months. I don't know where she at. And she talk about affection. It's hard to be affectionate with somebody that you think is playing games with you, and that's how I feel. I'm not saying it for no reason. I got reason to say that.
Okay. Now, is he accurate about the fact that you got pregnant within 30 days of
No,
meeting
Your
him?
Honor.
How long were you together before you got pregnant?
About 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there any disappearing during that period of time when you first got together? You got together, you were committed, everything was, we were always together, or was there some back and forth due to the fact that you really didn't know each other?
Your Honor, I had an apartment of my own at the moment, and he would come over. He knew where I was. He knew my number. I don't have anything to hide.
That's not true.
He knew where I was. He knew my number.
Correct.
Your Honor, we lived like 30 minutes away. For maybe a month or 2, we going back and forth over the phone to the degree where I'm like, just don't call me, I won't call you. And all of a sudden, she like 2 minutes away from me in my town. She wasn't even living in my town. And I knew nothing about it.
Mrs. Woodson, if you two had been married for a couple of years and you had a baby and he asked you to give a DNA test, I could see you being hurt by that. This guy hardly knew you. 2 to 3 months is nothing. That's a nanosecond in relationship time. You weren't living together. He didn't know you deeply or completely. You weren't around each other all the time. If my son, please no, don't do it, whatever. Lord, listen to me. Were to come home and said, I've known this chick for 3 months and she's pregnant with my baby, the first 3 letters out of my mouth would be DNA.
When divorce court continues, Judge Lynn can't seem to get through to Francesca.
I was living with him.
After 3 months?
Yes, we were living together.
And to me, that says a lot about what you're willing to do with somebody you don't know. Are you ready to call it quits only months after the wedding? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court is back with the case of Francesca Woodson, who says her husband Rashah does not trust her. But does Rashah have reasonable cause to be suspicious of Francesca?
A woman ain't gonna go to no barber shop to get her eyebrows arched around a bunch of men. I just figured she went in there to get to know the guy better.
Do you see that it was not a personal thing, but it was a situational thing that was not all that irrational?
Your Honor, the first pregnancy, we lost the baby. He went with me when I had my DNC. Okay, a month and a half afterwards is when I conceived our now child. Okay, he knew that he knew what we were doing. He knew I wasn't on birth control. He knows. So why would you have gone with me to the DNC and then you get me pregnant again, we've moved in together, and now all of a sudden, because you feel like you don't think the baby's yours, I've been doing this and that. The times that I left the house is because I went to my mother's house after us fighting so much, you know, at his house and everything, that I just needed to go to my mother's house.
I think you missed my point, and I'm gonna talk to you about that a little later.
That's what I go through, Your Honor.
I could understand what you're saying, Your Honor. You know, he's only
What am I saying?
3 months, and you know, me as a mother too, I'd probably be like, okay, but that's not the case that happened. That's not exactly what happened. Okay, I had already lost a baby.
I get that, but that doesn't make him know you any better. All it says is that you two run around having unprotected sex.
I was living with him.
After 3 months.
Yes, we were living together.
And to me, that says a lot about what you're willing to do with somebody you don't know. You with me? And I'm not saying, he did it too. I'm not saying, but the fact that you're living together and procreating for 90 days does not say to me he should have absolute trust and faith in you, because it's not enough time to do that. You can get pregnant one day by one guy. So the fact that and then lose it and 6 weeks later get pregnant by somebody else, it can happen. To know somebody, to trust somebody, to feel faith in somebody is not about did our sperm and egg meet a couple of times. It's how much time we've spent together and what was the quality and nature of that time. That's all I'm really trying to say to you.
Which was a lot of time, every day.
90 days, if you spent every second together, 90 days, that's not a lot of time. Let's get that right. Not a lot of time. Other than that, since you've been married, there is no affection in your home. Tell me about that.
At the beginning of our relationship, he liked short hair, so I decided to go get a makeover. I got my hair chopped off, really nice. They made it look really nice. As I was on my way home, I forgot to get my eyebrows done. So I went to a barber shop that was right next door and got my eyebrows arched, and also bought him a pair of shoes that I thought he might like, because the barber was selling some shoes. So when I get home, he said, I look nice. I gave him the shoes. He's like, where did you get these shoes from? I told him where I got them from. Apparently, he knows the person I got them from because he deals with him. I don't know this barber. I just went to get my eyebrows done to come home and look perfect for him. And I saw the shoes there, so I bought them for him, you know? And this is what I get, you know, a lot of mistrust and,
so he was questioning where you were and why you were there, and you were just trying to do something nice for him.
That's not the truth, man.
Your version of that event.
She goes to this barber shop, but it's all occupied by all men. I go there, you know, because I belong there. She don't belong there, not no woman. A woman ain't gonna go to no barber shop to get her eyebrows arched around a bunch of men. I just figured she went in there to get to know the guy better. That's how I see it.
There was no one in there.
Hang on. Women will go anywhere to go find somebody to make them look better. Just put that out there.
When divorce court continues, Francesca wastes little time finding a new man.
So she telling me about her new boyfriend, and she done moved in the apartment. Same apartment we just got maybe 2 months ago. Got a new guy in there now.
How long were you gone before that happened?
Maybe a month.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court returns with the case of Rashah, who suspects his wife of sleeping around with other men. But does Francesca get a pass because she and Rashah were separated briefly?
You move a guy in your house after you've known him for 2 months, and you're talking about marrying him, but you're not having sex with him.
We were, but it wasn't even like that.
Well, last year this time, you know, we separated. We arguing every day. So we said, you know, we ain't gonna keep doing this in front of the baby. You go your way, I go mine.
Right.
So, you know, I don't hear from her maybe a month, 2. I'm seriously trying to move on my life. So she come back around me telling me about her new boyfriend, and she done moved in the apartment. Same apartment we just got maybe 2 months ago. Got a new guy in there now.
How long were you gone before that happened?
Not even maybe a month at the most.
Ms. Woodson,
She telling me that this guy gonna be my son, new stepfather. She got him watching my son when she go to work. She don't know this dude from nowhere. Or so she telling me. She may have known him, I don't know. But my problem was her bringing a grown man around my son, you know.
Ms. Woodson, did he tell me that story accurately?
It was 2 months, and we were not together anymore. He did some things, and that was it. I was, you know, vulnerable. This person became a friend to me. We talked. He was basically the only friend I had during everything that was going on, which you know what I'm talking about. And this person was helping me pay bills because he left. I was stuck with the bills with 2 children, you know. He helped pay bills. We didn't even sleep in the same bedroom, you know. You can believe that or not.
So he was a roommate. He was just helping you out.
Yes, we were. We did. Yes, we, you know, I said maybe we've talked about getting married and stuff, but that doesn't mean that we're doing this, and this, you know.
They ain't sleeping in the same bed, but they want to get married, all of this.
You move a guy in your house after you've known him for 2 months, and you're talking about marrying him, but you're not having sex with him. We were, but it wasn't like, it wasn't even like that. We were really more getting to know each other as individuals. How do you have sex with somebody, but it really wasn't a sexual thing? We were getting to know each other.
Okay, we did have sex a couple of times, but it wasn't something that was based on sex. It was more, he was more there for me, for myself, for who I was, not because of my body or my nationality. It wasn't anything like that. He helped me pay my bills. You know, he helped take care of my children. He didn't interfere, you know, with oh, what are you doing? Where are you going? What, you know, none of that. It wasn't anything like that. He treated me like a real woman. He made me feel like a queen.
When divorce court continues, is Francesca having an identity crisis?
I'm not telling you who you are. I'm basing my concerns about what you're doing on what you're telling me. So trust that.
Divorce Court returns with the case of Rashah and Francesca Woodson, who are in divorce court today to call it quits after only 60 days of wedlock.
Did you ever say to Mr. Alkim, this guy is, you're going to be the daddy to your baby?
I didn't say it like that.
What did you say?
Obviously, if I'm going to be with somebody else and we're talking about things, obviously he's going to be some sort of father figure to my son. You will always be the father.
Did you know this, in 60 days, did you know this cat well enough to say, hey, he can father my child?
No, I did not.
And this is the same
But
thing.
when you're on a daily basis, 24/7 talking to somebody and you're going through something, and that person is there for you, and you're talking more, you're not even, I'm not even like really intimate with him.
It was a co-worker, Your Honor. Same
Doesn't
thing.
matter who it was. It doesn't matter. You were not in the picture.
Okay. Oh, okay. You and I are gonna talk because I see what's happening over here.
He's trying to make me look like I'm some type, you know, what he wants me to look like, what he wants to think of me, and that's not who I am.
Ms. Woodson, I'm not telling you who you are. I'm basing my concerns about what you're doing on what you're telling me. So trust that. Trust that. Mrs. Woodson, I like you. And I seem to be beating up on you a little bit. And I know you feel that. And I want to tell you that you're wrong. So wrong, in fact, I want to talk to you because I think your problem is that you don't love yourself enough, that you don't honor and esteem yourself enough, that you're frightened, and that somewhere down in the road of your history, people didn't treat you quite right. And you're frightened to be alone. And you don't get the love, and that you need a whole lot, because there's a whole lot of empty going on in there. And ain't none of that your fault. Am I close?
Yeah.
That's what I see. I'm gonna talk to you for a minute. Momentarily, this court is adjourned.
All rise. Court will be at recess.
I'm going to ask you guys to do a couple of things. A couple of things here and a couple of things when you get home. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to decide that you don't know one another and date. And when you date people, you know, you got a new guy, you want him to like you, you don't come screaming about this, that, or the other thing. You put your best foot forward. You ask him questions about him, what he needs, what he wants, what he's doing, what he's interested in. Don't come with, because you need a lot. He's not there to give it to you yet because you really don't know one another. I want you to get 2 chairs in your house and put it in the corner. And that's gonna be the happy corner. It's like, you know how you know how to behave when you come in court? Not everybody does, but you two apparently did. That corner is the corner of conversation. If you got a problem with him, instead of getting wild, get in those chairs, and those chairs have rules. First rule is look in her eyes. Now look at the man. You don't look at me, look at that man. And you tell him what you're concerned about. Here's what upset me, honey, and why.
You constantly bringing up the past, even the past when I wasn't even with you.
Okay. And what are you gonna, and how does that make you feel?
It destroys me because those are things that happened before I was even with him, and that doesn't make me who I am.
And your response to that is what?
I think it's the way she looking at it. She bring up my past.
You screwed it up.
Right. She can bring up my past, and if she's speaking on something that
I hear you, baby.
Right.
Repeat it.
I said she can bring up my
No,
past.
repeat what I said. I hear you, baby.
Oh, I hear you, baby.
I understand how it makes you feel.
I understand how it makes you feel.
And I'm gonna leave that alone.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Because I want you to be happy and to be my lady.
Because I want you to be happy and to be my lady.
And we're gonna leave that here, right?
We'll leave that here, right?
And then we're gonna go do something we enjoy.
We're gonna go do something that we enjoy.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you, baby.
I love you.
I love you.
Now go log in.
According to Francesca, things are going great between Rasha and her for now. He is using the techniques that Judge Toller recommended, and Francesca is very happy with the change. She also is making an effort to improve her communication with her husband. Rasha agrees that things are better. He says they are far from being out of the woods and have good days and bad, but he wants his marriage to work.